We picked an easy one. All the modems off of the trunk amp show a resonant peak, which means we're going to be looking for an amplifier. Let's see if we can find the right one.
So
let me go through that again.
Okay, we're here. Like, we're physically right here. Okay, so, all right, that's a non-FBC modem. There's the impairments chart. You see that that's flat.
Yep.
And then right here, and then we see the resonant peak start happening right here. So we're here, so it's probably down that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Next one down, maybe.
Right.
This is it? You see it on there? Oh yeah, you got it really good there. That's nice.
This is it.
Get that recorded, Brady.
I got it.
Yeah. We'll probably open it up and it'll go away.
Yep. We all know that's what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
This is the Currytown FBC cluster, right?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Your shooter screw or something?
Oh, there is a...
Oh, corrosion on the inside, too. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think what we have here is another one of those scenarios where you can see lots of water down in here.
Yep.
That's been hanging out.
It's just taking moisture.
I just think this piece of grass right there
Enough to let it.
could be your source of water intrusion. There's another piece of grass there.
Yeah.
And then you can see when the water leaks out down here.
Yep.
There's also like a lot of corrosion off of here.
What you do.
Because you're going to put that new amp in right there that you're holding. It'll probably fix the problem. But you're going to come back next year and have to fix it again.
Yeah.
Yep.
When it heats up and cools down, it's going to suck the moisture right out of the air, just through that little piece of grass and a little bit of buildup that's on the house.
It's already better than it was.
Yeah, I was watching you do that. So, see, he fixed it.
Yep, good.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, just by
that's a good video.
changing the grounding.
Yep.
And now no signal.
Work from home.
Got it, Brady.
You see?
Oh, I can smell it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I can now too.
But
That's
see,
probably
that's
from
a
that.
dead leg.
Yeah, that's where we
But
had
that shooter
power
screw laying there ain't got nothing either.
sitting there arcing. Yeah, that's the one I lost.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
not
it's
helping
nothing
the thing. That could have been it too.
I think those are spare parts, right?
Yeah, behind it. Not good.
It's funny how
There
it
you
fried
go.
that and there's nothing even there.
Wow. Oh, Brady.
That's
you got
where
board.
that was.
You get the board.
The
Do you have one of those?
Yeah.
yeah, I have some.
And new amp goes in.
Yep, everything fits in the same houses.
And that's it now.
Nice.
Oh, let me see.
Well, fix the problem we didn't even have.
Yep, I didn't know it.
That's proactive.
That is proactive.
Yep.
We use the nearby modems feature to quickly identify and address the next impairment in the area. When we see a red modem, it lets us jump into action and resolve issues proactively, even before a customer calls. This approach helps ensure service stays reliable and subscribers have a good day.
What, is that a three-way though? What is it?
No, I don't know what that thing is. Some kind of grounding block
Ground block, yeah, it's just not grounded.
that we don't use. I don't know where it came from. Ground
Direct-
block engraving.
The direct TV installers use these a lot.
Somebody probably tore all this off and fixed it themselves or something.
Yeah.
This is one of the ground blocks with surge protection. Found a number of these that have actually caused that signature that we saw in the pre-equalizer.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah. Once they get surged too many times,
Oh, yeah.
they screw up the upstream. So let's see if for just replacing this ground block doesn't fix it.
Okay.
Oh, are you got that on camera? Oh,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
gosh.
I'm putting that. It's getting all quoted.
Oh my gosh.
Cool. If anybody says they used to work in the industry, it means they helped some guy plow drops.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Find it all.
Did you rescan it, Brady?
I just did.
Oh shoot, I just started. Oh.
We started 200, should come back up pretty quick.
See here, upstream. That was it.
That was it.
Flat as a pancake. So it was this ground block then.
Mm-hmm. Can we hold the ground block for you here?
Yeah, I'll just say that to photos. So what I was saying about this ground block here is a surge suppressing ground block. I found a lot of these doing PNM. So what happens, I think they work well at the beginning, but once they get too many surges on them, whatever the internals are, and that's probably worth exploring, they get really bad return loss and they start getting reflections on them. So, and it can take that.
But also, if you look at it closely, I've put it on the camera there, there's a lot of corrosion around one side of it. So it wouldn't surprise me if we popped that open, there'd be moisture in there.
Alrighty, well, we can get a close-up on it now, and there does not appear to be any moisture. Okay, so we got this thing apart now. We looked at it under the microscope, and have a pretty good idea of what's going on. There's absolutely no corrosion in here, so no visibility that water leaked in, but we know what the components are. A 4.7 nanofarad capacitor, but it's only rated to 1,000 volts. If we exceed 1,000 volts on this blue capacitor here, then it can break down, and that's will run into our return loss issues. It can also completely short out, in which case this will just be a shortage issue. But likely we have some breakdown in this capacitor here. That's causing our reflections and our return loss issues. We test these, manufacturers test these at 6,000 volts, 3,000 amps. And that would be my recommendation for something like this, because it had been surged too many times, and likely the 1,000 volt capacitor has failed. This was not a corrosion issue. That's my analysis on why this device failed, and also why we shouldn't be putting these out in the field. Just use your standard ground block, and make sure you ground your ground block. And so all you did is you replaced it with a nice new shiny ground block there, and the return on this modem looks great now. So, nice job.
That's so much better than it was.
It's better than it was.
Yeah.
Nice job. So we started on this next modem because it was a single red modem surrounded by a bunch of yellow modems. And generally that would be an in-home issue or a drop-related issue. If we had followed best practices, we would have isolated the bad tap plate first, and then we would have moved on maybe to the yellow modems, finding the correlation group. But see how this one unwinds.
Might reuse it later.
We double check it.
That CFR's terrible.
It'll have to be that house.
Yeah, look at
Oh yeah, that's what it looks like on the modem.
that. Yeah, so it's back coming in.
So
Channels.
it's not going to get any better by
No.
replacing the connector.
Yeah.
So it's either that tap or we go
Well,
to
it could
the
be
amp.
that tap if everything else is charged.
Wait. We just agreed it's the tap that could be bad. So, well, let's check the tap, right?
It's not as bad.
Oh, yeah,
But-
but that's still pretty bad. That's what
Yeah.
the Viavi meter looks like, too.
Yeah, so
So it's either the...
259
Okay.
is the next two houses up.
Oopsie, we should have checked that faceplate. No problem. We'll be back. 2 houses up at the next amp, all modems are also seeing a bad upstream.
Yeah.
The channel response is good coming into the amplifier. The channel response is bad coming out of the amplifier, as we can see on the modem here. So we're about to replace this line extender.
The what?
ICR always look for bad connectors, bad
bad
drops.
cables, something
I would have never thought it was a line extender.
but this modem's not coming back at all. So we need
Well, we need to go back and go.
Did we
Yeah.
connect it back?
I'm pretty sure you hooked it up back up.
That modem that's not coming up is off of that tap whose faceplate we didn't pull. We're going to go check it out next.
Yeah, you're supposed to pull it up and jump back.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sorry, you want to take a picture of it?
Oh, yeah,
like
I
I'm sitting here.
I didn't even see all the
Let me get my morning fix in, boys.
darkness on there.
Darkness.
You got hit.
Definitely got surged.
Yeah, this is a twofer, guys.
Yep.
Actually, I mean, it's probably the same strike they got both of them on, right?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe you should come down here more often.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what we were talking about earlier. Normally, there's no time to be proactive. What'd you hit that?
DOCSIS expert.
Expert, yeah. Okay.
That's what you're running?
That's my name.
So,
DOCSIS expert. There you go.
Alright, so once it 100%, so I found 32.
Good email.
Scroll down. Now it's
I
good.
just started rescanning.
okay.
What was it?
Like 7.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what is it now? 20. Yeah.
It's a big improvement after replacing
one.
the tap.
It was like what?
7.
Back up.
God.
I got her right there, yep.
Okay.
They're really bad.
You
Yeah.
go to
Really,
return
really
pad.
It's on?
Just came on.
Great.
What's it?
All right,
what's
so it should rescan now.
What does it read?
Remember this modem, it only had one upstream before? So now
one
we're
upstream.
hoping for more than one
It's already
upstream.
gone further than it.
Yeah, it's in progress. It's scanning now. So we should be done in just a moment. Completed, show latest data.
Issue right here.
Yeah.
With our phones.
I have like one bar on 5G. Oh yeah, so now we got 1, 2, 3, 4 upstreams.
Yeah.
And they're all within the green.
Yeah, so you're good.
So that tap plate was definitely
Of
bad.
that?
What's
Thank you for reminding me.
That's a big splitter.
That's 20 dB a loss between here and there.
All right, good job, guys.
That's why the downstream looks garbage.
All right, we chose our next location based on a correlation group of red modems showing a bad upstream pre-equalizer.
All of these on this street look like that.
Like, yeah, every house after here is red.
Loose, Billy.
What'd he say?
Loose, Billy.
Housing, loose. I literally told, I said, it's going to be a loose house, Brad. He said, you think so? I said, if it is, I'm going to look like a genius.
Well, loose connect. Genius, super genius.
People are getting tired of that. A lot of them.
Two spins loose.
Two center seizure pins. Oh, we got a bunch. Rescan is in process.
Park, you know, it look like you chewed them the center.
Okay. No, it's still there.
Still there.
Yeah.
Could be a bad, is that a DC or a splitter? 12, 8? You want to put a new one in it?
It's rusted up on the screws.
Corrosion. Hey, sir. Oh yeah.
Let me take a look at that.
Lots of corrosion on there. A lot of corrosion.
Oh yeah.
Screws are corroded.
No, that one didn't have wind up there.
Is my internet out? I just need my TV. Just need my TV.
We're making sure it doesn't go out by proactively replacing equipment that is a little bit damaged. So this has some corrosion on it.
Does it have anything to do with that little squirrel that be all your motors?
But it showed it getting fixed. So what do we want to put the root cause as? We put whatever you want.
Yeah, I think it was a loose housing to housing that let water leak into here.
Moisture penetration
on here.
And that caused corrosion, and the corrosion caused a degraded signal.
The more no housing
you
on
get
here.
the words, the more money we made.
What's that?
There's no.
We picked this next one because it had some clear pre-equalization issues, but more importantly, we found a lot of FM ingress, which often indicates a modem leaking noise into the return. Have a non-ideal upstream.
It's like me. Who's got the clown?
8.5, I see a 4.
That's what we got here from the drop.
From the bottom of the drop.
That's kind of nasty.
I don't like the way that.
Sure looky there.
0.7. 0.7.
All right. That fixed it. We're putting it back online.
Yeah, I had them when I was doing
Gonna
it.
try now. So rescan the modem after replacing the connector. Completed, show latest. Looks great. Perfectly flat.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice job, guys. That was just bad connector. Replacing the connector improved the upstream reflections as noted by the before and after of the pre-equalizer. It also dramatically reduced FM ingress on the downstream as shown by the full band capture.